Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Apocalyptica reaction video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, featuring Dave Lombardo, of all people, we hear Apocalyptica now halfway in. Well, we're not technically halfway into Plays Metallica Volume 2 as of yet, but let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, when I say, well, this one is also going to give me a little bit of interest, a bit of intrigue, because they're covering Blackened. And for those who need a little bit of a reminder, Blackened was the opening song to And Justice for All, my personal favourite Metallica album of them all. But that's more down to the fact that it was my real big introduction to Metallica. It's still, and Disposable Heroes is still the best Metallica song they've ever done. But then again, there's loads of other great albums there. In fact, to be honest, it's kind of also surprising that for what we've got left, I don't think Apocalyptica have ever done anything on Death Magnetic. I don't think they've ever done anything on Hardwired to Self-Destruct. I don't think they've even done anything from 72 Seasons either. Whether or not that's just because there's some really good things, by the way, on Death Magnetic. Among many of them is the final song, ironically, My Apocalypse, is absolutely for the hardened thrash metal enthusiast. If you want to see Metallica, if they still have it. And as I once famously described it, it is like listening to Picasso. If Picasso turned around one day, went insane, and suddenly decided to beat the hell out of his subjects. But then again, that's just me. So with that being said, oh, that's right, Blackened. So how exactly can you turn a song pretty grim and pretty dire about the destruction of Mother Earth, and what can we do about that? So let's see what we get. Oh no, that's... Blackened is a yeah, to begin with the dance of the dead. Hello, Blackened. Blackened! Blackened! die. Truth in the light. Expectation, nation paradise. See your mama put to death. See your mama die. Okay, so it's okay. How on earth am I even gonna like? Oh boy, how do I even like put what? Okay, so what exactly am I supposed to like do right now and stuff like that? One thing I'm not into. What on earth am I supposed to like? It's a strange one as well because I think a lot of it comes. I do. Here's something you might be interested in knowing, ladies and gentlemen. And to be fair, Dave Lombardo. Imagine getting Dave Lombardo for this, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of things he did as well and stuff like. Well, for this album, I suppose, and I suppose I can't really like give him too much stick and stuff like that. I mean, it makes sense. You remember, this is a guy who's been in Slayer, The Misfits, Mr. Bungle. Like, I can't be that mean on him. You know fine well I can't do that. But what I am going to just say for the record is that, and this is like the really harshest, like probably my biggest nitpick I probably got with this album is that why did they need to cut the songs down to like half the time, or they cut 2 minutes out? Why can't they just play like the actual song and just do it with full cellos? Why not just do what they did initially? And I suppose when it comes to, and I said this before when I talked about The Unforgiven too, is that kind of, if without any context as to what they were going for, it's kind of hard to denote exactly what like not so much the story, but what the songs are meant to be about. And I know it's a very I think it's a very liquid sort of concept about whether or not you want to say that's the point, or whether or not it makes you're even a fan of the original version of Blackened in the first place, and you thought make it a lot faster and make it more like really aggressive, but in a very, very soothing, like in a very sort of, you will be captivated by what it does. But as I've come to state like a few times already throughout the course of these videos, is that I certainly appreciate what they've done, but considering what I've also heard these guys do, it makes me wonder whether or not this is even the best version of some of the best songs that Metallica have ever come out with. And that's kind of a shame, really, because I think it could work for things like Saint Anger, where there are songs that are crying out to be shortened. But I also think they kind of go... And by the way, this is not the only other case on this album when they do this. Four Horsemen gets cut down to 5 minutes. To Live Is To Die, a 10-minute song, gets cut down to just 3 minutes. Just a third of its runtime for low-key one of the best Metallica songs they have ever done, in tribute to the late great Cliff Burton. Cutting it down to 3 minutes seems a bit like that kind of misses the point, but we'll wait and see by the time we come round to that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think, and whether or not you think of Dave's inclusion in this. But also, if I didn't mention it, would anybody have noticed? But no, who am I kidding? Dave is absolutely built for this. Let's be honest. So with that being said, take care, and bye bye for now.